Here's the question. Are we going to get cap-and-trade legislation to control CO2 emissions? At stake, remember, is your utility bill. Representative Greg Walden of Oregon is a member of the Energy and Commerce Committee, and he joins me now from Washington. Congressman, you oppose cap-and-trade. Can you put it in a nutshell and give us your main reason for your opposition?
Well, I think you're going to end up paying much higher utility costs. You're going to ship millions of jobs out of this country, manufacturing jobs, and put an undue burden and cost on our whole economy, especially at a time when we're trying to pump up the economy. This legislation, I think, would have a huge detrimental effect.
But most people agree. I think there's a general consensus that we do want to put some kind of cap, some kind of control on CO2 emissions. How would you do it? If not through cap and trade, how would you do it?
Sure. Let's do it through an incentive system. You know, they argue about America made a goal of putting a person on the moon, and we didn't hold back. Well, we didn't put the person in the rocket ship before we tested and invented it. I think we need to put the effort into research development of the technologies. When the original cap-and-trade system was put in place in America to reduce sulfur dioxide emissions and deal with acid rain, there was technology readily available or nearly available, and you had a couple hundred power plants or emitters that you were dealing with. This is economy-wide. This will affect everything from feedlots to automobiles to airplanes to everything we manufacture, and could cost consumers upwards of $1,600 or more, according to the Congressional Budget Office study, in their utility bills higher every year.
But, Congressman, I put it to you, this is not really about CO2 emissions. It's not really about investing in technology. It's really all about government revenue. Because cap and trade or any other method of controlling CO2s would bring in an enormous revenue stream to the central federal government. Really, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
You know, I think it's twofold. I think, first of all, Americans want to do the right thing and deal with energy and deal with pollution. But that you're right. This is about how do you raise money. It's already factored into the president's budget. It's something that Speaker Pelosi has her eyes on. And they're looking at raising somewhere upwards of their estimates before our committee of $2 to $3 trillion. That's with the T, Stuart, $2 to $3 trillion off of energy. And that can only put Americans out of work, especially when countries that are as big or bigger or soon to be bigger emitters than the United States, specifically China and India, have made it very clear they're not going to participate in such a scheme. And so I see it as a big revenue generator and a job killer.
Okay, you'll vote against it. Representative Greg Walden, Republican of Oregon, thank you very much for joining us, sir. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.